Hi everybody, and welcome to another review for AllForSciFi.com. I'm your host Eric Walker, and this is the way it is in these times with the coronavirus. Everybody's the new normal are these masks, and this wonderful mask was made for me by the beautiful Star Wars Millennium Falcon mask. It was made for me by Sarah Wolosky over at Skywalking Through Neverland. And what's great about Sarah is for every mask that you order, she donates a free mask to all the essential workers, the nurse and all the workers at grocery stores and everybody out there, the essential workers that are putting their lives on the line. She donates one mask to each essential worker. So look for Sarah Wolosky at skywalkingthrough-neverland.com. Get a mask from her. Tell her you got it from AllForSciFi.com and Eric Walker sent you. Okay, guys, as you can see, it's been quite a week. Look who's here, right here beside me. It's the child. Hi, child. How are you? Well, I have to protect the baby Yoda here, just like Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. Okay. I'll protect him. He's cute. Let's go ahead and talk about this week's review. We are reviewing Star Wars Clone Wars Episode 11. It's part 3 of this 4-part arc. It's called Shattered. This part 3 was called Shattered, and I guess they're going to name each episode. And who knows? Actually, the next episode is going to premiere even sooner. We're going to get it on May the 4th. So if you're thinking you're going to get it next Friday, be prepared. It's going to be released this Monday on May the 4th, which is our anniversary, our holiday. May the 4th be with you. Also on May the 4th, they're going to release the Mandalorian Behind the Scenes, an 8-part documentary on Disney Gallery. So make sure you watch that. So and also The Rise of Skywalker is also being released on May the 4th. So we got a lot of stuff coming out. Too much stuff. It's overload. But I'm sure all the Star Wars fans out there would appreciate it. As always, if this is the first time you stumbled across any of our reviews, please hit the button here and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you're reminded every time we upload a new video and do a review. And we do a lot of videos. If you've been looking around our channel, we do reviews. When Disneyland was open, we were doing weekly live streams and a trivia game contest where everybody could win a free gift each week from Galaxy's Edge. So once Disneyland opens, we'll be back to live streaming. So you definitely want to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when we're doing all that stuff. And we're also doing reviews and stuff. We're going to be doing a review and unboxing of the Knight of Ren here, which should be up there shortly for you to look at. But let's go ahead and get started. And before we get started, you'll see a sign there that says spoilers. So you know if you haven't seen the episode, you could hit pause and come back later and check out the episode. As always, we give the rating first. At All4Sci-Fi, our rating system is 0 to 5 stars, 5 stars being the best. If it's 3 or below, we don't recommend you stream it or go to the movie theater. Well, no one's going to the movie theaters these days, but if it's 3 or below, we don't recommend you watch it. This week's episode, Star Wars Clone Wars, Episode 11, Shattered, gets... This is a tough one. I almost gave it 5 stars, and I know you were going to expect it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it 4.95 stars. I felt it wasn't as good as the last 2 episodes, so I just downgraded it a little notch, so it's 4.95 stars, so I fooled you if you thought it was going to give it 5 stars. But let's go ahead and get into the episode, shall we? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So you're going to see a sign here that says spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the episode, come back later. Okay, let's talk about this episode. Wow. And it was very different in very many different ways, this episode. It had the music as a good example. As you know, I'm a musician. The music was very different. It wasn't as orchestrational like the John Williams music. In fact, it reminded me a lot of Tangerine Dream. I don't know if any of you, if you are seeing this video, if you don't know who Tangerine Dream is, you need to look them up, because the music in this reminded me of Tangerine Dream. Tangerine Dream did the music for a lot of movies out there. They did the music to Legend. They did the music to Firestarter, to A Thief with James Caan, Miracle Mile, 3 O'Clock High, just lots of movies. So look up Tangerine Dream. And also it was similar to Vangelis, and Vangelis has done some more popular movies, so you guys all know who Vangelis is. I think he won an Academy Award, or was definitely nominated for an Academy Award for his music for Chariots of Fire. He wrote that theme. But it reminded me a lot of the old 80s style synthesizer music, which I compose, very much like my music. By the way, check out my music sometime. It's at ericwalkermusic.com. I have 3 albums. I'm working on a 4th right now. But the music in that episode reminded me a lot of that. It was very different for Star Wars. And hats off to you, Dave Filoni, for letting this episode have a different style of music. And the music helped too. It helped move the story along. It kept it interesting at parts when it was slow. But basically the episode, again, kind of starts off where the last episode ended. I thought at this point they've already captured Maul. And I thought that maybe they were going to go somewhere else. They already have Maul. But it kind of starts off with them they're still on Mandalore. And you see Bo-Katan. The war's you see the war's ending, the fighting, the battle at least is ending. And she's looking around, then she sees Ahsoka Tano land. And Ahsoka Tano has Darth Maul. And she's kind of surprised that Ahsoka did it. She captured Darth Maul when no one else could seem to get the job done. She was kind of surprised. She even tells Ahsoka, "I'm surprised you did this." And Darth Maul is in this contraption. It kind of reminded me a lot of when Han is in Carbonite, but he's not in Carbonite. He's inside this contraption. Yeah, and he's like inside of it, but it looks like sort of similar to that, but Ahsoka mentions, wasn't this stuff outlawed for you to put people in these chambers like that? And Bo-Katan said, yeah, it was outlawed, but this was our last chamber, and we're going to go ahead and put Darth Maul in it since he's so tricky. So then they have a little bit of conversation, and Bo-Katan could kind of see that Ahsoka is troubled, like something's wrong. She could tell that something's going on. But they bid their farewells and adieu, and Ahsoka says, take care of Mandalore, and so they take off and they go up into the ship, and again, something's kind of fishy. Something's happening. You're trying to figure out what's going on. At one point, Ahsoka, before she leaves, she has a little bit of a meeting with the Jedi Council with Master Windu, and also with Yoda. And Yoda could sense something is off as well with Ahsoka. In fact, at the end of the conversation, he asks her, are you okay, and stuff like that. She's sensing something. She's worried about Anakin, and I think she's starting to sense what's going to happen. And she tells the Jedi that she did this not as a representative of the Jedi, but as a citizen. So, of course, that must have pissed off Master Mace Windu. The second Mace. I'm the first Mace in the Star Wars universe. Look up Mace Tawani from Caravan of Courage. I was the first Mace. But that kind of upset Master Mace Windu, and he said, well, since you're a citizen and you're not part of the Jedi Order any longer, we're going to continue talking. We'll talk to you later. So they leave, and that's when Yoda had a little conversation with her, what's going on. So anyway, we're back at the ship, and she's still kind of sensing something's going on. And then we go back from that to Maul, and he's sensing stuff. And I kind of think that Maul, I don't know if Maul did this or not, but he kind of showed Ahsoka this, what was going on with Anakin, or because she's so tightly connected to the Force with Anakin, that could be it too, she started sensing what Anakin was doing. And that is killing. You could hear it in the background where he was fighting and killing and destroying the Jedi Temple and destroying the younglings. And at one point, we get the very historic thing we've all been waiting for. What this has been leading up to the entire Clone Wars series, what it was all about. It's all about this Clone Wars. We led up to it, and we get to hear Emperor Palpatine, which is not an emperor, but now he is going to become. He gives the order, and you hear him say, "Execute Order 66." Wow, we were just waiting for that all this time, and this, I was just jumping, at the screen. It's like I feel like we're watching a part of history, and the way Dave Filoni put this together, this episode, because he's treading over other things that have happened, but he did it justice. He treated it well. We got to hear some classic lines, and we got to know a little bit more, because guess what happens? Because Ahsoka is so in tune with the Force still, she hears all this and knows that's going on. So she kind of knows that the clones are going to turn on her. So she's able to basically, at first she tries to lock the door and keep Rex with her to ask him what's going on, because even he's attacking her. But then she ends up escaping, getting away. She goes back to, once that happens, then she goes over to where Darth Maul is, and she releases Darth Maul, and she tells Darth Maul, "We're not going to team up. This isn't us teaming up. This is me releasing you so you could go do what you do, Darth Maul, and go wreak havoc and destruction on these clones because they've turned against us." And Darth Maul just pauses for a moment and says, wow, he couldn't believe that what treachery his master Sidious is doing. What a masterful thing he did. All the clones are turning against, and he put that in there. And so Ahsoka, says, just go off to your thing, and she's trying to figure all this stuff out in her own way. So she gets into another room with all these droids, and these are some cool moments. She's talking with all these droids, and she tells them what's going on and says, will you help me? And of course they're going to help her. And so they ended up, at one point, trapping and capturing Commander Rex. It's not Captain Rex any longer because he was promoted. So they capture Commander Rex, knock him out, and they take him to the infirmary because she wants to see what's going on. So she puts him on a scanner. She can't see anything. And then she grabs a hold of him, and she starts speaking to Commander Rex. "I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me." Yes, he put it, and Commander Rex is repeating it. "I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me." When she was able to do that, it opened up his mind, because the scanner didn't see anything. But the scanner was able to see that there was a chip in his mind. That was, and Ahsoka finds out that chip was planted there. What a great episode! And so she puts Commander Rex inside this the scanner, like a CT scanner, or to try to get rid of it and knock out what's going on. As she's doing this, the clones are hot on her tail. They're finally breaking in to the infirmary, and as she's trying to get the droids to close back the door again quickly, we see two shots right at the end as the droid has the door closed, and it's Commander Rex is back, and he's back to normal, and he helps her. And he says, "I don't know what happened to me," and of course Ahsoka knows it's not the clones' fault what happened. That this chip was implanted, so of course we knew all this, so that Emperor Palpatine, who was Darth Sidious, could execute Order 66. Wow, what a great episode. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see next week's episode. Again, it's the last episode, everybody, so remember, it's not next Friday. Don't wait a week, you'll miss it. It's going to be on May the 4th, which is Monday, so be sure to watch it. Thank you guys again for watching our reviews. This review, episode 11, Shattered of the Clone Wars, part 3 of this 4-part arc. gets 4.95 stars. Had to give it a little bit less, but nonetheless, it gets 4.95 stars. Thank you guys once again for joining me. Again, if it's your first time, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the thumbs up. Please give this video a like because it really helps our ratings and helps us as a channel. And also share this video with your friends because we got lots of videos that we put up every single week. Be on the lookout for our unboxing of the Knight of Ren over here because that video should be up next week. Thank you guys. We'll see you after May the 4th with the last final review of the Clone Wars. I'm your host, Eric Walker for AllForSciFi, telling everybody, may the Force be with you, always. We are one with the Force, and the Force is with us.